Hi, I'm Tamika, also known as Plant-Based Tamika, and you are here today to learn how to go vegan. So first of all, congratulations on either being interested in this lifestyle or making this decision to switch to a vegan lifestyle. I am proud of you. Okay, so let's get right into the nitty gritty, okay? So going vegan, it is a process, and I want to share the tips that helped me so much. And also I want to share some tips that I wish I knew when I started my journey. So if you know me, if you follow me, I'm very candid about my journey and how roller coastery, how tumultuous it was. So I initially started my plant-based journey in 2017. It was October 2017. And when I tell you I was so gung-ho about this, and I still am, when I was so gung-ho, and then real life hit me. I went in starting a plant-based diet 3 months in. I did this overnight. And at month three, stress hit and I failed miserably. And that is, to me, why I really want to share these tips, because I thought that I failed when I had a slip up, and that is not the case at all. So this leads me to my first tip is give yourself time to transition. You do not have to go vegan overnight. I know some people do, and that's awesome for them if they can do it, but everybody is not the same. So just know giving yourself time allows you to phase things out. To me, that is the real key to success. So you do not have to cut everything out immediately. You can start with what I suggest: cut out dairy. Honey, dairy is the devil. We're not doing that. So start with cutting dairy. I suggest, my favorite plant milk is oat milk. I love the oat milk, honey. There's so many choices, and there's different milks for different types of like recipes and different types of likes and all that sort of thing. But there's rice milk, there's almond milk, there's oat milk, there's soy milk, and you can make your own milk too. It's so many options. So I suggest starting by cutting out the dairy. And then also I suggest by phasing out different meats and things like that. So if you can omit first, steak and beef, maybe. And then maybe during this transition time, you might have a little chicken wing here and there, do your thing. But whatever that you decide, just give yourself time. I want you to succeed in this journey, and transition time will really, really help you with that. Another tip I have for you to do is to definitely watch documentaries. When I first started, I was all up in the Netflix, honey, all up in the documentaries. I was watching things like What the Health. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, honey, for me. And I know that's what led so many people to this lifestyle, is What the Health. Honey, they tell it like it is, and they tell that story from the health side of it. Now, another documentary that helped me in terms of just like growing my compassion for animals, that really led me to veganism and not just plant-based, because they are a little different. Vegan is literally a lifestyle of not causing harm to animals, and there's a sustainability and an environmental aspect to it as well. And then plant-based diet is literally just a diet. So both are great and both are fine, but what led me to the veganism is when I watched Earthlings. Baby, I was crying in the bed. It's like you already know that it's effed up out here in these animal agriculture streets. You know it, I know it. But it's something that we tend to just be like, oop, out of sight, out of mind. Let me put my blinkers on. We see it as beef and not as an animal, not as a cow. We see it as pork, not as a pig, not as a sentient being. So now, child, that Earthlings really, it really shook me. Sometimes you gotta be shook, and that's okay. So definitely check that out, especially if you want to just learn more about what is really going on out here, okay? Another documentary that would be good for you to check out is Game Changers. That's from the athlete standpoint, and a lot of people think that protein is only found in meat, and meat makes you manly, and meat makes you strong, and all that kind of stuff. And they really debunk that in there. So there's so many documentaries. Like, just type vegan in on the Amazon's Prime, type vegan in the Netflix, and just see what you find, and just check it out. And a lot of times I'll watch documentaries in the background while I'm doing my work and things like that, and you hear certain things and you're like, hold on, let me rewind that. So just get your daily bread and listen to these documentaries. And because honestly, I feel like when you know more, or not, I'm sorry, I feel like when you do, well, what the heck are you trying to say, girl? When you know better, you do better. That's what I was trying to say. Let me move on. Another awesome tip is, this is the time to really have fun and experiment in the kitchen. I was so gung-ho when I first went plant-based, and I was buying all the things, all the fruits, all the vegetables. My tip is to get a little plan before you just go to the store and just start throwing things in the cart, because I ended up wasting a lot of food, which I hated. If you don't know my backstory, I grew up experiencing homelessness, literally not having food. And the idea of me wasting food now, it breaks my heart. So just plan what you're gonna eat. It will really help you hone in on what you should be buying at the grocery store. And my biggest tip, honey, is go to the Pinterest. Veganize the foods that you already love. If you're like me, I'm a junk food junkie. I like vegan pizza, vegan burgers, all the things. Ooh, I love them. But you don't have to necessarily eat the faux meats. If you do, that's great. I think they're great transitioning steps for people. And then some people are like, hell no, I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. The really big health food vegans, or the healthy type of plant-based people, and that's completely fine. So if you don't want to do that, there are so many other meat alternatives. You can do jackfruit for pulled pork, or any kind of type of meaty replacement. Jackfruit is awesome. They even make jackfruit ribs, y'all. It's crazy, and they be tantalizing done right. You can do hearts of palm if you want to veganize shrimp or seafood type of inspired dishes. I love hearts of palm. I make a vegan crab cake. It be tantalizing. No crabs involved, hunty. You can do beans. I have done black bean brownies. Make you want to slap your mama. I'm trying to tell you. That's on my website too for the recipe. You can do mushrooms. Mushrooms are so magnificent. If you don't like mushrooms, I implore you to revisit them, hunty, because I'm trying to tell you, there is so many things you can do with mushrooms. There's so many variety of mushrooms. And I do have some friends that was like, mushrooms, and then they went vegan, and then they started to dabble in the mushroom world, and now they love them. So I know a lot of people may be like, ew, I don't deal with mushrooms, but please just try it again, because it'd be tantalizing in real life. You can make vegan chicken with mushrooms. Literally, it's just so many options. Also, Banana Blossoms make a bomb vegan fried fish. So we do not have to give our cultural favorites up. We do not have to give any kind of junk food that we like up, or any type of meaty texture. And I do have to go on the record and say this: our bodies do not crave meat. Our bodies crave seasoning and texture, because I promise to Bob, when you see a little chicken running around, you don't be like, oh, I'm finna tear that up. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? When you look at a chicken, you just see a chicken. When you see chicken wings on your plate, you be like, oh, that's fine. Like, oh, that look good, that type of thing. But it's not about it being the chicken. It's about the visuals of it. So there's so many options out there, and I just want you to have fun with it. Try things out. Try vegan restaurants. If you don't have, I know a lot of my followers and a lot of people that may be watching this video may not live in a place that's big like Chicago that has a huge vegan scene. So if that's the case, you can always, obviously cook yourself, obviously, but we may not always want to do that, right? You can go to let's say, I like to say worldly cuisine is very vegan friendly. So let's say you want to go to like maybe a Mexican restaurant, or you want to go to a Indian spot, or you want to go to a Mediterranean restaurant. A lot of times they have vegan options that may not be either marketed, or you may not even have realized that they were vegan because, you know, you weren't in this world or you weren't in this mindset before. So I'm a big falafel lover. I love the falafels. I love the Middle Eastern food. I love hummus, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of the times when I'm eating out, it's not even traditionally a vegan restaurant. But the thing I do love about going to vegan restaurants is that, you know, it's no cross-contamination. It wasn't, you know, maybe fried in the same oil as some meat or something like that. So just be aware. I also want to notate that when you go to Mexican restaurants, unless it's a vegan restaurant, just ask like, hey, do you guys put sour cream in the guacamole? Some places do. I don't know why. Do you put lard in the beans? Some places do. I don't know why. Anyway, so just have fun, make colorful plates, that sort of thing. And just, this is the time to really like have that zeal for what you're creating and what you're eating. It's really, truly magnificent what can be created on the plate without involving animals whatsoever. So I love Pinterest. Pinterest is such an awesome tool. Like, you could legit type in some ingredients you have, like maybe I'll do like mushrooms and peppers, vegan. And then bam, it's like so many options for dinner, whatever it may be. So definitely check out Pinterest if you're not already on there. Just download the app and just start, you know, searching things, and you will come across some really dope creators, and, you know, it will just expand your mindset in terms of like what you can make at home. So everything doesn't have to be super like elaborate either. This lifestyle, like, I make some really easy, bomb, tantalizing food in like 2 minutes because I don't have to worry about defrosting meat, because I don't have to worry about making sure the chicken is cooked well enough so somebody don't die and get sick, get sick and die. So a lot of the times it may just be literally a wrap with some hummus and some chopped fresh veggies and some leafy greens, and then I wrap that bad boy up, and 2 minutes later, I am having me a yummy, yummy meal. So another tip I have for you is to seek support online. So many of us feel ostracized in this journey, like we're alone, like our family may be like, oh, you don't went vegan, oh Lord, she finna get skinny on us, y'all, you know, that type of stuff. So seek support of other people online, because when I first went vegan, that's one of the first things I did. It was like, okay, let me get on the Instagrams. Let me find all different types of vegans, all different walks of life. I suggest following like a variety of different vegans, different cultures, different ethnicities, different backgrounds. Like, maybe follow an ethical vegan, somebody who talks about sustainability. Then you can follow the vegan who talks about vegan junk food, which is me, plant-based Tamika. I also do healthy things too. But follow people that may be like raw vegan, things like that. Just expand your mindset to know that this lifestyle is not about limitations. It's not about deprivation. It is about like literally eating life and feeling that joy and knowing that you're not harming anybody else. It is just a beautiful thing. Another tip of mine is to download the Daily Dozen app. They not paying me or anything like this, y'all. I just love this app because it really keeps me accountable from not eating too much vegan junk food and to really get my nutrients, because a lot of us do not succeed in this lifestyle because we're like, oh, I'm hungry, or oh, I'm not feeling good, or things like that. And I truly believe that that is just because you're not getting enough nutrients and or you're not eating enough. So when you're transitioning this, even if you're not transitioning, full-time vegan for years here, and I still use this app because it keeps you accountable. So let's say it goes through the daily dozen things that we need on this lifestyle, from the B12 vitamin to leafy greens to beans or legumes, whatever it is. And it just breaks it down and say, hey, did you eat this today? Did you eat this today? So it's a really great tool. It's free. Download it, try it out, and I hope that you love it as much as I do. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up doing a video on reading labels because that's a whole video on its own. But I definitely wanted to stress the importance of reading labels. So of course you're going to be having a cart full of, you know, healthy vegetables and things like that. But at some point we're gonna go to the products and we're gonna go to, you know, the boxes of food and things like that. So when you do frozen food section, whatever it is, read the labels. I'm telling y'all, they out here in these streets. It's streets of deception, honey. It will say plant-based on it, and it will have eggs, it will have milk in there, and I'm like, how in the heck can they do that? I have been fooled, and recently too. So what I stress to you, read the labels, because one, it's really about like, I don't want to waste my money, honey. I don't want to waste my money on something that I can't eat. I will return that stuff so daggone fast too, please. So even if it says vegan, a true vegan will be like, let me just make sure. Just read the labels, see, like look for things. It will say in bold at the bottom, usually like contains milk. If you see something that says like may contain milk, like processed in the same facility of, don't stress out about that. That just means it's literally made somewhere where they make other products that have animal, may have animal based items in them or ingredients in them. But that's something that I just never stress out about, because that's just kind of like a disclaimer that they have to put on there. But look for things like milk, look for things like gelatin. Gelatin is pork fat. It's in some of everything, honey. It's in some of everything. You will be so surprised. So just check that out. Check those labels. If you think that you know something's vegan, check the label again. So my final tip to you is remember your why. I promise you this will keep you in the mindset of, this is not what I can't eat, but this is what I won't eat, based on whatever your why is. For me, it's about the animals and it's about my health. So I never feel deprived. Like when I see people maxing out on chicken wings or people maxing out on this or that, there's a disconnect there for me. So there's always, in my eyes, a plant-based or a vegan alternative for it. So I don't feel deprived, and I love this lifestyle, and I hope that you got so much out of this video. And if you enjoyed it, please do all the things that everybody tells you to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. If you want to follow me on IG, I do some really, really fun recipe videos, easy vegan things. I do some very much fun. I do some vegan foodie reviews. I travel around. I'm based in Chicago, but I travel around and I try vegan eats. Hopefully one day I get my own vegan travel TV show. Y'all put that out in the universe. That's what I want. That's what God told me I was gonna have too. So it's happening one day. So follow me on IG. It's at Plant-Based Tamika. And subscribe to my newsletter on my blog, because I love to send out different tips, recipes, vegan inspo galore. So that is plantbasedtamika.com. So I just want to congratulate you again on this journey and let you know that I am here for you. If you have questions, or you maybe want me to do a video on something and elaborate, whatever it may be, just drop it down below. Drop it down below and let me know. I just might do a video based off of your comment. Bye. That was a good video, Tamika.